Before we get into this episode, I want to give a big thanks to some of those that helped make this series happen. The first one being Arc Optics. You might have seen me, as well as other contestants on this challenge, use Arc Optics before, and that is for a very good reason. These optics are great at any price, but they're really well known for punching up when you consider what they offer at the price points, which is especially true when using code TexasPlinking at checkout. Whether you need some new glass for a long-range bolt gun, an AR-10, a hunting rifle, or an LPVO for your close to mid-range needs, they've got an optic for you. They're also 50 BMG rated, and you know I certainly tested that. I'll put a link in the description, so feel free to check them out and use code TexasPlinking at checkout to get the biggest savings currently available. And for all your thermal needs, I recommend you check out D&T Optics. They too punch way up when considering what they offer at their price points. For example, the Therm Night is a thermal rifle scope with a digital night vision mode, infrared illuminator, day mode, laser rangefinder, and a ballistic calculator all in one at a budget-friendly price point for the entry-level model. The Hydra is all thermal as a monocular, a standalone scope, and my favorite, a clip-on, so you can turn your regular day LPVO into a thermal optic without having to change your favorite rifle setup. There's different resolutions to choose from, but once again, code TexasPlinking gets you the biggest savings currently available on everything D&T. And again, I'll put a link in the description, so be sure to check them out as well. And lastly, I want to give a big thanks to Silencer Shop. Not only does Silencer Shop offer a vast array of suppressors to choose from, but they also make the process of obtaining them incredibly simple and fast. Silencer Shop is your one-and-done solution for all your suppressor needs, ensuring a headache-free purchase. With their streamlined process and comprehensive customer support, Silencer Shop truly makes suppressor ownership simplified. And now suppressor approvals are coming back faster than ever, sometimes in just a few days. Visit their website and find a Silencer Shop kiosk near you to get your fingerprints done and the process started. If you're not using Silencer Shop, you're working way too hard to get your suppressors. Hey, I'm Brandon, and this is the Texas Plinking 1 MOA at 1,000 yards challenge. A monthly series where I let 5 viewers of the channel come on out and see what they could do. The way it works is each shooter is going to have up to 10 shots. Right away, they're going to start off with a 10-inch target. Now that target is worth 10 points if they hit it on the first round, and it goes down 1 point for every shot following. Now whether the shooter hit it on the second or the 9th round, they could spend their remaining rounds all on the 5-inch target, which is worth double the points. For example, the second overall shot in the first attempt at the 5-inch can be worth up to 20 points, with it being worth 2 points less per shot. Once they hit the 5-inch target, the challenge is done, and for every round they didn't use of the 10 total is an additional point. That being said, 38 points is the maximum. The way you do that, hit the 10-inch on the first shot, second shot is the immediate hit on the 5-inch, and then you got 8 shots you didn't use. That's 38 points. If that doesn't make sense, I say we just get shooting and you'll figure it out. In any case, we're still giving away the challenge coins. A gold coin for a first cold bore shot, a silver coin for impacts between shots 2 and 5, and a bronze coin if you get an impact on the 10-inch target between shots 6 and 10. A new addition to this challenge is whoever scores the most points per episode can compete in another challenge, and that one is all about group size. If that shooter can print a 10-shot group at 1,000 yards within 10 inches, they get a brand new challenge coin, and the first 3 people to complete that challenge gets $1,000. That video goes live on the second Sunday of every month, so be on the lookout. All right, up first, who do we have?
Tony.
Tony, thanks so much for making it out, man. Cool, what rifle setup you got here?
It's a 6.5 Creedmoor, Seekins all the way. So action, bolt, barrel, the whole 9 yards. Loophole Mark V on top, and then a Dead Air Sandman L.
How long have you had it?
About 3 months now, not even.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's newish.
Yeah, no, I know they're pretty capable out of the box too, so it'll be fun to see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, then again, you said Leupold Mark V. What's the zoom range on this one?
This one's a 5 to 25.
And then what are you doing for ammo? 6.5 Creedmoor, you said?
Yep, so they're hand loads, 143 grain ELDXs.
Okay.
H4350. Pretty simple standard setup for hand loads.
All right, looks like you watched this kind of series before. We ran through it pretty quickly, so you know I'm going to ask confidence level.
1 out of 10. Probably.
1 out of 10? Well, you only need 1 hit out of the 10. So
1 out of 10, yeah. We'll see with the wind. It's pretty.
The wind is pretty bad. I know it said it was going to be like 10 miles an hour right now. It's already probably a good deal ahead of that. I was out here yesterday preparing for everything, and it was constant 25, gust of 40. So it's not that bad, but
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully no one's doing a drinking game with this whole series with the wind, because they'd be on the floor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you do that, then how's the half MOA going to
go? We'll see how it goes. I haven't shot at half MOA yet. I've done a fair amount of practice on a 10-inch plate, but not a whole lot on 5-inch plates.
All right.
So.
Well, exciting, man. I think it's the modest ones. We'll see what they could do. It's usually pretty good results, but looking forward to it. Awesome.
See.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course.
All righty, sir. Ready for you. If you know which one you're going for, it's the white one on the right, kind of middle of the berm.
Yep.
All right. Ready when you are.
Classic. Mag, bro.
starting to get tidy. Dang.
That's crazy.
All right, up next, who do we have?
Ron.
Ron, thanks so much for making it out.
Yeah.
Cool. What's up do you have here?
Let's see. It's a Remington Arms 700, the new Remington, made in LaGrange, Georgia.
Oh, cool.
And it's the SPS varmint in 6.5 Creedmoor. And then I put it in a McMillan A3 stock. Got a Athlon 4.5 to 30, the Aries series, and a Resilient Jolene S for the
That's cool. It's
suppressor.
a compact suppressor and everything too.
Yeah, it works nice. It works
Awesome.
good.
That's cool seeing just a pretty standard Remington 700 out here. A lot of things follow the footprint, but this is true.
This is the
R700.
standard one,
Exactly.
factory made, and shooting by hand loads, Sierra Match King 142s.
Okay.
And then H4350. So
Perfect. Awesome.
pretty standard stuff.
Man, everyone out here is efficient running through this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a short video.
Yeah,
All right.
we've watched a bunch.
Exactly. Well, what's confidence level? looking like?
I'm hoping to get it in 4 or 5. But
Okay.
we'll see. I
That's
have
silver coin?
no idea about the 5-inch. We'll see. We'll see about that.
If you
That
can get it
one's a
within
tough
4 or
one.
5, hopefully I
Yeah.
could get that one within
Yeah.
the remaining rounds and
We'll see.
leave you plenty of spare. But perfect. Awesome.
All right.
Look forward to
All right.
it.
Thanks,
sir.
Brandon.
All right, up next, who do we have?
Isaiah.
Isaiah, thanks so much for making it out. Awesome. What rifle setup you got here?
It's a Daniel Defense Delta 5, 6.5 Creedmoor.
Awesome.
Got Trijicon 10 mile, 4.5 to 30, SG Pulse level, and inexpensive UTG bipod.
Good deal. These Daniel Defense's bolt guns are pretty well out of the box, like known to be really accurate, huh?
It'll do half MOA pretty consistently.
That's what I heard. Cool.
Yeah.
And then, well, what caliber you said this one's in?
6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay. What are you doing for ammo?
Hornady match, 147.
Okay. What do you think for confidence on the 10-inch to start?
I'd be happy to get it out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, again, it's those modest ones. We'll see what happens, but cool. Well, anyway, looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
There it is. All right, shot on 7th there. Well done. All right, so that leaves 3 rounds left for a half MOA. Of those 3, which one do you want to go for? Left, right, or in the center?
Let's do the center.
Center? All right, up next, who do we have?
I'm Steve.
Steve, thanks so much for making it out.
Oh, you're welcome.
Awesome. What's up you got here?
So it's a bare bones Seekins hit in 6.5 PRC. Left the triggers in it. It's bare bones. It's
Awesome.
primary trigger in it. Just Acutac bipod, Thunder Beast Ultra 9 on the front, an X8 4x32 by 50. She shoots pretty good.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah.
So second Seekins of the day as well. First one in 6.5 Creedmoor. This one's in PRC.
This is PRC, yeah.
Nice. So what are you doing for ammo on the 6.5 PRC?
I hand load it myself.
Cool.
Yeah, we're shooting 147 ELDMs.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. And yeah, I'm afraid to give away my secret on my powder because it just starts disappearing. But 56 grains of N560.
I might
getting me 29.
Depends on how the performance is today. Might have some struggles finding this powder.
Yes, yeah. Yes, yep.
Well, awesome. Okay. Well, that being said, how do you think you're gonna shoot?
I think I feel good about hitting.
Yeah.
I just don't know the number. If I see my splash, if I see my miss, I'll hit. Like my son Anthony, same thing. We don't shoot at the 5-inch plates. We don't have one out there, so we get plenty of practice on the 10-inch, but not on the 5.
Well, aiming small, we'll definitely at least see what kind of a grouping starts getting printed. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you
Yep.
done. So thanks,
All
sir.
right. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. It's something.
Sure did. Oh boy. Okay.
That's the trick. Just put enough steel down there and we'll just get hit. That's the ring we wanted. So that's a hit on the 5th.
2 mils.
Yeah, so you're gonna have 5 more on the half MOA.
I'll go to the center one.
All right, center it is. All right, and lastly, who do we have?
Ben, I'm Drew.
Drew, thanks so much for making it out. What rifle you got here?
This is a 7 PRC. It's a Zermatt TL3 Action in a Manners LRH chassis with a 26-inch carbon-proof barrel.
What do you have this rifle set up for? Obviously today we're doing some like more bench rest oriented stuff, but with the forged carbon barrel and the fiber stock, like, can you use this for hunting quite a bit as well, or is
Yeah,
this...
so I purpose built it for elk hunting, carrying
Okay,
around in the mountains.
that's what I would guess,
So
yeah.
It's a little bit lighter. I have a 300 drum that weighs about 13 pounds, and you don't want to hunt with that.
Sure.
So this one's a little bit easier to carry for sure.
Yeah, what's this one coming out at, if you don't mind?
It's just under 10.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's nice. And does it sit pretty well with the brake?
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. So it does a good job.
That's awesome. And then what optic are you running here?
It's a Loophole Mark V, 7 to 35. So
Nice.
probably won't zoom in all the way.
I was gonna say, with that zoom range, what are you expecting to be at for 1,000 for this type of challenge?
It's really around 23 power is probably where I'll
That's
be.
pretty impressive though. With the 7 PRC with the full carbon rifle at 23, it must sit down pretty still.
Yeah, the brake really helps tame it. So
Yeah.
it makes it real easy.
Well, awesome. Pretty cohesive rig here. Excited to see how it does at 1,000. But what are you doing for ammo?
They're hand loads, 170 grain Hammer Hunters, running H1000. So
Okay.
Right around 3,050 feet per second.
Gosh, that's quick. 170 grains going that fast. We won't wait too long to see the splash.
It
So
gets there pretty
that's another
quick.
thing with this too, is like with that kind of stout round and getting there that quick, gotta be a pretty good control to even see where it splashes. But
Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to soak up the recoil and being able to get back on scope helps. So
that's awesome.
That's the challenge for sure.
Cool. All right, you gotta ask, what's the confidence level looking like as the wind's starting to crank up? Of
Yeah,
course.
right. I know it. Man, I'm confident in my abilities, but I'm humble enough to know it's not easy. So
Yeah.
I would love to get it in 5 and have 5 left for the half MOA, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this one fly. So that'll be fun. Well,
All right.
looking forward to it, sir. Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Good
Well
shot.
done.
Good shot.
That is good for 9 points. And then you're going to have 8 rounds for a half MOA. Which one do you want to go for?
Let's do the bottom right.
All the way to the right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Ready when you are. All right, and the guinea pig of today with the winds and all that.
Yep.
But how'd it go from your take?
Poorly, but hey, that's how shooting goes sometimes, man.
It is. Well, if you saw your grouping too, which you will when I edit this and kind of put all the trackers, it was getting really tighted up.
Yeah.
I mean, if the plate was 12 inches, we probably would have got 3 impacts. I mean, it was like just dancing on the very end there.
It was swirling pretty hard. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably 10 to 15 the entire time, and then it gusted to probably 20 sometimes. It was between 4 and 6 mils hold, so it was tough the entire time, but
and
it was fun.
Weather Channel calls for like 8 miles an hour right now. It's always wrong. Something out here happens. So what's weird about that too is you got about 200 yards carved into cedar tree, so there's not a whole lot of wind, or if there is, it's like opposite. It swirls a certain way. So we have a wind flag out there. It's good to ignore it just because it's never really telling the truth.
No,
but
never.
That being said, definitely got the grouping in there. So on a calm day, I'm sure it would have been repeats and probably would have been well within a silver coin too. But anyway, thanks for being the sacrificial lamb today.
Of course, dude.
But
of course.
Anyway, some great shooting, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, once again, tough conditions, but how'd it go from your
It
perspective?
was had a hard time spotting my hits, and I saw about half of them, and then I was correcting off those. But when you have 5 chances to correct,
That's
that was
true.
that was the toughest part, and I was coming off the scope a little bit more than I thought I would
Really?
from the recoil. But you're more used to shooting a bench than prone. so
Definitely.
that makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. So you had half the data to go off of. I saw all your shots, and
Okay.
I didn't see any obvious thing to where you didn't.
Okay.
Everything was kind of being corrected and looked
Yeah.
like it was just getting closer and closer.
I was trying.
Yeah, but definitely having half the
Yeah.
data is the big thing. I
Yeah.
mean, one of these days I got recommended that I should make a video on all the trials and error of why people usually miss and all that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just to do with not seeing the impacts, whether it's a damp berm or whatever it is. But again, I would have thought you weren't seeing them. Everything was kind of jiving and making sense. It's just a weird wind as well. But
it was tough.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I'm not too experienced shooting long range. This is really the third, fourth time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to tell. It's just mostly that wind swirl. But again, once you see the grouping print out, everything kind of started making sense quite a bit. So I think it was pretty good shooting considering all the conditions and everything. So I certainly appreciate you coming
Thanks
on
for
out.
having us
Absolutely.
out. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you so
It's
much,
been a fun
sir.
time.
Alrighty, sir. Looking like it was going to be kind of a grim and sad day. Set the tone. Got a hit on the 7th round there. And that's good for that bronze coin.
Thank you.
So yes, sir. So how do you go from your perspective?
I didn't do a good job setting up my body position, so
Okay.
missed my first call altogether, missed another one in the run up to 7. Was getting a little nervous there.
Yeah. Were you able to see all of them though?
I missed 2 of the 6 calls on the way to 7. So.
Okay, gotcha. I think from the one that I got initially, it started a bit high or so. Okay.
Yeah, I was about 4 MOA high.
Okay, gotcha. But once you started getting it figured out, the offseat showed and got it on target. Not just that, but center punched on that 7th, so not too bad. And I think on that half MOA, if I recall correct, it was a pretty tight group as well. Could have gone a couple more 1 MOAs, I think, as well.
Yeah, felt like we were getting close. But,
yeah, very close. Well, well
to get
done,
it all.
especially with these conditions and all. So really well done. So appreciate you coming out, sir. Thanks so much. Alrighty, sir. And that was a hit on the 5th round. So well done. That is definitely within that silver range. And so there's that coin for you. Yeah, there you go. Make a necklace out of it or something like that. You know, we had some guy shoot his at 100 yards just drill a hole in it.
I would never do it. I love it.
He made it into like a little instead of fuzzy dice, he had it on his car there, so made it make sense. But anyway, how'd it go from your perspective?
Well, the first shot was off the reservation. I didn't even see I heard it. So I knew it had to be, with the wind the way it was going, I knew it had to be way right. It was two mils of wind. So once I got the idea where that was at, and then I held the same shot again and it was right, then I knew I just was going to hold the 2 mils.
By hearing it, kind of gave yourself a little call.
Oh yeah,
you know?
That was a
like
call.
Something got hit.
It was a call because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I heard it. And
I
then
saw that silhouette rock a little. I'm like, wait a second, we're going to hear it. And so we did.
And I saw, and then after that, I saw everything. So I was able to dial in on that.
Yeah,
so.
And then not too bad either on the half MOA. Definitely scared it a few times.
Oh, I did it. Yeah, I couldn't really see those, but yeah, I was again holding two mils of wind.
Really,
it's out there pretty good. And
were you only holding, or was that to hold on a dial as well, or is that?
No, I didn't even touch the.
Okay, so 2 mils total was the one, huh? Well, nonetheless, with the conditions and all, 6.5 PRC. Bucked some of the wind pretty good and got it done on
my stock Seekins. I love it, man.
Awesome.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, good deal. Really well done. So thanks so much for coming out.
Thanks,
I really
appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Alrighty, sir, and made quick work out of that 10-inch target. Saw your first shot, I'd imagine, and then corrected really well. And so second round's good for that silver coin.
Awesome.
So
appreciate
well done.
that.
Yeah, how'd it go from your perspective? You saw that first round right away?
Man, yeah. So I dialed 4.5 minutes for the wind, and then saw the first shot, and obviously had to adjust there and called for 10. Made the adjustment to 10 minutes, and that's where it was. So
nice.
It worked out.
And then had 8 to go for the half MOA. And then how'd that go?
So full disclosure, after the hit on the 10-inch target, I kind of lost all my adrenaline and was shaking a little bit, and so just couldn't get it done. But I think I finally had it dialed in. Was getting close.
I think
there,
so.
But,
yeah, I had a couple that spread around that frame, and then the last couple for sure were scaring it.
I may have needed one more. But.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But that's an interesting perspective because we're about to roll into something else that's pretty fun. But as it goes here, last to go, but the most points too. So being on that second round, definitely got the most of today. And so that's going to roll on to another video challenge for the following week. And if you guys are new around here, just started this fairly recently. It's going to be the third time we do this, but we're going to set this down range and try to get a 10-round group out here. And so if you guys want to see that, chance to win $1,000 if you get all 10 within 10 inches. But on a day like today, it might be kind of tough. But we'll talk about that more on that video. But for this one, did amazing. And so really appreciate you coming out and some fantastic shooting. So
Brandon,
thanks
for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. That does it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.